Hello, I wanted to show you how I do my ply on the fly and how I do two makes of singles. So what I've done is I've already spun my first single. You can see it wrapped around my fingers here. I have my loop wrapped around this arm right here, and I have a single coming up to the top of the shaft and with my half hitch here. So I've spun my first single. Now what I'm going to do is wind that single onto the shaft of my spindle, and in order to do that I'm going to rest my spindle on my knee here and spin the spindle with my fingers, taking the single off my fingers that are where it's butterflied and putting it onto the shaft. It's quick and easy to wind it onto the shaft, and you want to make sure that you have enough of your single left to bring it underneath one of the legs and then make your half hitch onto your shaft here. Then you spin your second single. So I'll start spinning that one, give it lots of twist. And I won't make this one quite as long since this is just for demo purposes, but you can make it as long as you want. Once you have your single as long as you want it to be, and you make sure you have a good amount of twist so that it doesn't fall apart on you, then you butterfly that single up onto your fingers again. Then you take your half hitch off, rest your spindle on your knee again, and butterfly what's on the shaft back up onto your fingers by just holding the top of the shaft and letting the spindle twirl. Once you have it butterflied up onto your fingers, I use my ring finger to pick up the loop that's resting on this leg, take that off, use my middle finger to make my half hitch of my plied yarn back up on. And then I rest my spindle between my knees, grab my loop and bring up my chain, and you can make short chains if you'd like, or you can make one very big long chain, always keeping your single a little bit longer than your loop. I rest my loop on my pinky, as you can see here, grab my spindle down here at my knees and twirl it the opposite direction for plying. And you can see the twist going up in. And then I just check to see if it's balanced. Try and get a balanced yarn. Oops, I think we have it twisted not enough, so I need to twist it some more. There, now we have a balanced yarn. Then I take my fingers here, wind a butterfly of my plied yarn back onto my fingers, undo my half hitch, and wind my yarn onto the spindle. This is your plied yarn now, so you're actually winding it on in your pattern or however you wish it to be. I am going to start back in the center, starting another layer. But you wind your yarn onto the spindle until you get back to the loop on your pinky, which you put around the nearest leg, whichever leg it stays on best. You can twirl it around your shaft a little bit to get to a nice comfy spot. Do your half hitch back on the shaft and you're ready to start again. Thanks.